we are going to learn about chemical reaction. I'll introduce you to how to write a chemical reaction and how to balance it. So let's start with what is a chemical reaction is. Consider a reaction in which calcium carbonate solid decomposes into calcium oxide solid and carbon dioxide gas on heating. I want you to convert this into equation form. So let's just start writing whatever is given. The first line says calcium carbonate. So write down the formula of calcium carbonate, CaCO3. Then solid. So within brackets write S. Decomposes, that means it gets converted. Therefore put in an arrow, and then what does it become? It becomes calcium oxide solid. So therefore write down the formula of calcium oxide, CaO, and put a solid next to it within parentheses. And so whenever an and is there, add a plus sign to it, carbon dioxide. So write down the formula of carbon dioxide, and the state of carbon dioxide is gas. Therefore write it as CO2G within the parentheses. So in this reaction, calcium carbonate, the one on the left hand side, is the reactant, and calcium oxide and carbon dioxide on the right hand side are called as the product. Let's do some more example. Consider this reaction. Sodium chloride reacts with silver nitrate to give sodium nitrate and silver chloride. So to write it in the equation form, write sodium chloride. Sodium chloride will be in the aqueous state because it will be in the dissolved in water. That's why we put aqueous in parentheses. Silver nitrate is also a soluble salt. Therefore we'll write aqueous in the parentheses. And it gives, therefore an arrow is there, sodium nitrate. Again sodium nitrate is a soluble salt. We write it as aqueous, NaNO3, plus AgCl. Silver chloride is a solid. So in parentheses we write solid. The next one, potassium iodide reacts with silver nitrate to give potassium nitrate and silver iodide. And the states are already given there. Therefore potassium iodide is Ki aqueous plus silver nitrate aqueous, and gives you potassium nitrate aqueous and silver iodide solid. And next one, ammonium bromide reacts with silver nitrate to give ammonium nitrate and silver bromide. So ammonium bromide aqueous, that's NH4Br aqueous, plus AgNO3 aqueous gives you NH4NO3 aqueous and silver bromide AgBr solid. So it is necessary that you learn how to write the formula of all the compounds given over there. So after writing a chemical reaction, now let's learn how to balance it. So consider the one more reaction where sodium carbonate reacts with calcium nitrate and gives you sodium nitrate and calcium carbonate. First write down the equation for it, Na2CO3 calcium nitrate giving you sodium nitrate and calcium carbonate. And in order to balance this, if you observe carefully, the number of atoms of calcium on both sides is the same. Nitrate, we have 2 on the reactant side and 1 on the product side. Carbonate is also same. Sodium, we have 2 on the reactant side and 1 on the product side. So the equation is simple to balance. If I just put a 2 in front of NaNO3, it is balanced. So now one more, little complicated. Methanol is burnt in the presence of oxygen, and it forms carbon dioxide and water. The equation is CH3OH plus oxygen gives you CO2 plus H2O. Now in order to balance it, if you look carefully, and if I put a 2 in front of methanol, 3 in front of oxygen, 2 in front of carbon dioxide and 4 in front of water, it is balanced. And balancing of a chemical equation, you just need practice. In general, what we do is we balance all the elements present in a reaction, and then we try to balance the hydrogen and the oxygen. Let's do one more balancing. The equation which you are going to do is potassium phosphate reacts with barium nitrate, and it gives potassium nitrate and barium phosphate. The equation is potassium phosphate K3PO4 reacts with BaNO3 twice, gives you KNO3 and Ba3PO4 twice. So in order to balance this, let's just look at barium. You have 3 bariums on the product side, just add 3 barium on the reactant side. So this makes nitrate as 6, therefore add a 6 and after KNO3. Now balance the potassium by adding a 2 next to potassium phosphate. So now if you look at it, you can see that all the ions present over there are balanced. So we have 6 potassium, 2 phosphates, 3 barium, 6 nitrate, 6 on both the sides. So the next one is iron solid reacts with sulfuric acid and it forms iron 3 sulfate and hydrogen gas. So the equation is given Fe plus H2SO4 gives you Fe2SO4 thrice and hydrogen. So in order to start the balancing act, let's just balance iron. So I have 2 Fe on the product side, just put a 2 on the reactant side. It is balanced. So the next thing, let's go and balance the sulfate. So write 3 in front of sulfuric acid. So now the last thing which need to be balanced is the hydrogen, and 3 added to the hydrogen on the product side balances the whole reaction. The last one, diboron hexabromide reacts with nitric acid and it gives boron nitrate and hydrogen bromide. And write down the equation as shown over there. And the first thing is, let's get rid of the boron. So put a 2 in front of boron nitrate, balances the boron. So once the boron is balanced, now balance the nitrate by putting a 6 next to HNO3. So a 6 added in front of HBr balances the bromine also. So practice more reactions and balance, writing the reactions and balancing them, because this you learn only by practice. Always start balancing the elements other than oxygen and hydrogen. Keep oxygen and hydrogen to the last for balancing.